Yo, what's going on? It's Thursday, March 31st, last day of March. We're doing it. Kyle's rocking the ASOTU shirt. We got an article to talk about in Automotive News print edition, but first we got to get the Thursday bounce going.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop.
All right. Although it is not, it was printed on March 21st. I just got it, and it got shuffled over to my desk, and I never thought I'd be on the cover of Automotive News magazine.
Congratulations, man. What a big deal. What a big deal. Because I know you've been in the gym. You've been telling me you've been in the gym.
Which gym is that?
Working on those lower thighs
for
such a time as this.
Thighs, upper calves, and the Automotive News, I have it right here if you can't hear it. It's country. And if you look at this picture,
I don't think this is legal. I don't think we're allowed to go like this.
You can show it, right? This right here, this area, I'm showing it in the second camera. So this area right here, that is my knee. Oh. That is my knee in Automotive News. So, I mean, look, I'm not taking credit for the entire panel. Cars.com asked me to moderate a panel on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I had some amazing guests that helped me carry the torch. But Automotive News included the guests, and they were nice enough to include my knee in the photo as well. I mean, I may or may not have been in there. And you go to the inside. So you go to page.
I actually went to Walmart to buy a frame for it this morning.
I did. But you go to the inside and you can see a little bit more of my knee in the picture. It's right here. Yeah. Oh, I can't go. It's right here. Oh, yep. Here's my knee. And they list all the people in the photo at the top.
Yeah. Which is some incredible people.
Oh, actually, I wasn't included in the name list. And actually, when I read the article, I've been totally erased from this event. No one moderated the conversation. No one came up with the questions. No one. Everything stay on track. They just naturally did it. But either way, I'm on the cover of Automotive News. And I would imagine, as I flip through Automotive News, there are a whole lot of troublemakers in here all of a sudden.
There absolutely are. You know what? I love to see, but that's okay. That's cool because it's like, hey, look, we're lifting up these people, giving them, giving others the capacity to see exactly what they're doing out there in the industry, especially people like Erica Tiffany, right? That she's right there. There's Erica. Look at her.
That's our girl up in there. We got, granted, like, this is not our people, but there just happen to be people that we always talk about and associate with. But they've been in Automotive News before, some of them. We got Steve Greenfield, John Luciano, Liza Porsches. The list goes on. So a very engaging print edition of Automotive News. If you have it, go flip through it. You might recognize a knee or two. We have other things to talk about today. I want to give a shout out. Do you have your email open? Who is it that got the referral credit today? That hit the reward?
Oh,
is it Stephanie?
Here we go. I got it. Hold tight. So if young lady named Catherine, congrats. Thanks. Yeah. She's got some stickers that she can go grab.
She hits
for free.
Who's on the leaderboard right now? Somebody's on the leaderboard. So if you subscribe to the email that we put out every single day, it's a ton of fun, ASOTU.com, and you refer that to your friends, actually it tracks it. You don't have to set up a login. And then as you hit different marks, we send you free stuff like stickers and pins like this pin and mugs and hats and t-shirts and crew necks. And there are a couple dealers that are at the top of the leaderboard, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to go with the last names of everybody because, they're not in the public sector but we've got Liza and Patrick, 2 investors. Woo! And then we got Scott and John and Madison all bringing up the top 5. So if that's you, you know who you are.
On the board now.
Thanks for sharing the pushback email because I love reading the emails. So I love getting to see more people get engaged with it and be a part of it. But also, I think that the more you get your friends and your family members and, meaning automotive family members wrapped around that, you just have more things to talk about. So, and we're about to do, Paul, you don't even know some of the fun stuff that our primary writer, Chris, who some of you all have seen and met around LinkedIn, he and I were talking about yesterday, doing just to kind of spice up, bring some flavor to the bottom half of the email. So just keep an eye out. If you're a part of the email list, keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks as we try and bring more value to your day.
Yeah, and if you're not on the email list, today's a really good day to get on because tomorrow we're going to do something a little bit special.
guys, like share today. If you got the email today, go like blast it out, put it on the socials, send it in emails, because tomorrow you will want the email. Trust us.
Yes. I don't know if we're going to make the cover of Automotive News with the email tomorrow, but you never know. You never know. We've all been working out around here. Let's talk about some actual news today. First article is a good one. So today we're talking about some manufacturing. We're talking about some supplies, and we're talking about finding talent in places you didn't expect, which has been a little bit of a theme this year. So first article, Toyota Motor Group, not Toyota, that just the Toyota that we know in the industry, but Toyota Motor Group,
USA. Yep.
And it includes Daihatsu, Hino. Basically, they produced more vehicles in February of 2022 than they did in February of 2021. It even exceeded their expectations by 41,000 vehicles. Can you imagine what
So global supply up. Interesting.
And so Toyota, like the Toyota auto manufacturer that we think about when we hear Toyota, they're still below last February, but they did exceed their projection by 41,000 vehicles. I mean, think of what 41,000 vehicles looks like. I can't even imagine that, actually. That'd be a really big parking lot. It's easier. We throw out big numbers like that all the time. Have you ever think of what it takes to actually store 41,000 vehicles?
Yeah, to store, deliver,
fuel,
pipe across the country, or the world. Yeah, that's a lot of movement. So
also another Japanese automaker, Honda, who we all know, is up 8.1%, same month year over year. So with all the doom and gloom and all the trials, I love celebrating these indicators that, like, what?
And what's crazy about that is chip shortages weren't even a thing at that point. It wasn't till late spring, I think, that we hit chip shortages. It's all a blur to me, but I believe that we weren't even in that chip shortage range. We were still kind of in like heavy pandemic range. So kind of interesting to see how the tides turn and move over the last year.
I'm trying to even think, like, when was the first time we heard chip shortage?
Yeah, it was the fire, right? Man, that would have been like May or June.
It's such a blur. The last 24 months.
It was 2019, right? everything normal happened in 2019. Let's just go with that.
Happening in 2019. This might be a good segue. Speaking of 2019,
stop.
Segue
time.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, we have a Segway graphic all of a sudden that includes a construction worker on a literal Segway, like little scooter. So, a story in I think it was Reuters. Where does this story came from? Where did it come from? Oh, Automotive News. It's an Automotive News story. It was one of the lead story today. It was the last story of yesterday, and basically it talks about the way Tesla has been securing nickel supply, not just now, but like 2 years ago, maybe back as far as 2019. They've been securing long-term nickel contracts. 2 years ago, Musk said, please mine more nickel. Right? He's saying this on an earnings call more than 2 years.
Everyone.
And he's like, Tesla will give you a giant contract. This is a quote. Tesla will give you a giant contract for a long period of time if you mine nickel efficiently and in an environmentally sensitive way.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So it's, I mean, he knows where the money is. It's get me more batteries, and batteries rely on nickel. And I think we're going to start to see companies that I'm interested to see if energy companies attempt to switch energy resourcing to mining materials, right? Like gas energy companies and things like that.
Business.
What?
It's such a different thing. You know what I mean?
It absolutely is. But the principle is the same. It's like we provide energy for transportation, right? So it's almost like, oh, Blockbuster didn't want to do streaming because it's a totally different thing.
Right.
It is a totally different thing. The structure is totally different.
And being entertained.
Right, exactly. But the end medium is the same. So I think, I'm interested to see if more people kind of leaned into that, more big companies start to take notice of that and shift employee capacity, shift, all of their, we're seeing auto manufacturers saying, hey, we're going to segment internal combustion and EV. So how many more companies are going to do similar things like that in the pipeline? I think it's an interesting question mark there. So
another quote from the article, Tom, I think it's Malin, a spokesman for Talon Metals. I think he's Minnesota based, big metals company. He says, people don't realize how far ahead Tesla is when it comes to securing the supply chain for raw materials in an integrated approach to battery materials. So Tesla apparently has a contract to buy 75,000 tons of nickel from them.
Okay.
So, that's kind of an insider saying like, hey, we're talking about it a lot now, but people don't really understand how far ahead Tesla is in the supply chain logistics. But look, we have a lot of new players to the space. I think just 2.5, 3 years ago, there just wasn't that much attention on the industry. Like think of the attention curve now, like with all the announcements from Ford and GM, everybody, right? But even like Mary Barr coming out saying like, hey, we're on supply chain logistics and raw materials. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now that people are in the game, right? Tesla might be ahead, but people are on it. So yeah, we'll see. Just interesting. So we got Toyota crushing production and really looking ahead when it comes to nickel production. And
Yeah. Well, I think that manufacturers are really getting smart, and I think we're going to see them. I hope that they do get smart about the supply chain logistics and really enhance enhance the capacity for their manufacturing engines to not have to worry about supply chain issues in the future. And it's look, every disruption or every problem, when met with great solutions, helps long term. And so that's what any business should be going through, is if there's a problem, create the solution to prevent the problem in the future. And if manufacturers can get that right, then we won't have to worry about it in the future.
We're seeing that in tech too, right? Like there's an element of control when there is like a world that has, unfriendly APIs, right? Data that's hard to get, data that doesn't work well with others. What happens? People are like, I can't innovate like this. Right?
It slows
I can't innovate
everything
like
down.
this.
Yes.
And so what you see is new people saying, I'll do it myself, right?
Yep.
I'll do it myself. Let me minimize reliance on all these other people that aren't playing nice together and let me make it work. And then when
what's
they
interesting, I've had a couple conversations with dealers and dealer groups over the past week, marketing managers, even operators that have said, we are feeling this necessity to have innovative tools, but our OEMs are actually not allowing us to. And they're simply saying, we're going to break the mold because we see so much upside on the other side of innovation that the little bit of downside for losing the little bit of funds or, a little bit of potential inventory, the upside on the other side is so high that they're willing to take the risk to leave the program behind. And I think that's a reality for so many. It's like, no, it's literally not an option for us to not have innovative tools, innovative tech. And so we have to break the mold at some point. And I think we're going to see more and more, especially like mid to large size groups, just say, let's go, let's do it. Let's figure out where the innovation is.
Yeah. Cast off those, anchors in the water that they think are happening. And I think that's a great call for OEMs too, right? Yep. Because OEMs by far have extensive resources and broad perspective, right? From seeing all these things. And I think there's just great opportunity for OEMs to, try to loosen restriction to let innovation go faster. Yes. But it's always a balance, right? Everybody comes to the game with a different perspective. And I understand both sides, right? And so the point of even our header in the email, it's like, hey, we're done with combative vendor dealer relationships. And that also means we're done with combative relationships, period. That includes OEM dealer relationships, because the less combative we are, the more innovative we can be. And the more combative we are, and the more we try to play defense, right? Everyone moves.
What if there's a world in automotive where everyone actually believes the person across the table is for them?
Yeah. Yeah, we have situations like that this year where everybody actually was okay with one another, but all of the pent up, pent up hurt and former offenses and all that just was playing front. Well, either way, that's our little perspective on that. And we hope you join us in that. Right. Yeah. Let's innovate. Let's work together. Let's get rid of the combative nature. Let's talk about for a second. This week, there's been a little bit of a theme, like finding talent in places we never look for talent, because people that have a raw skill set and a raw desire actually can enter a completely different industry.
Absolutely.
Because they're interested in it. There's a Wall Street Journal article talking about business students, going to really serious business colleges, skipping Wall Street, right? The usual track would be go to a great business school, get an internship, get a job with a big signing bonus. And right now, signing bonuses for at hedge funds and things like that are $250,000 signing bonuses. And all these business students are skipping that to build careers in Web3, crypto, blockchain, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
They're playing the long game and sometimes the short game because the gains are really quick, but they know that the long game is over there. And
it's not just investing though. No, I mean, this is talking about not just being like personal investors, but just literally taking jobs, developing crypto. So I'm quoting from the Wall Street Journal article that it says the crypto sector has 12,000 open jobs right now, according to the aggregation platform TrueUp, including 3,000 plus new listings open last week. Many from non-banking sectors like companies like Spotify. You know, so it's exciting.
This is okay. So quick story time, right? Love story time. So actually, one of the people that works in the building that what's that?
Do we need an intro song for story time?
I think we do because I always like bring story time.
It'll be the old page.
So I've actually in the building that I work in, it's like a co-working space. There's a massage therapist that works here, and she was get this. She was hired she travels all over the place, really high quality massage therapist. But she was hired to go out to, I think, Denver. It was a crypto conference. She said that nobody in there was over the age of 28. And she was talking to one of the security guards. And she said the average net worth of everybody in here is over $10 million. The average net worth. And get this, you want to get the real kicker here? Zero alcohol. Everything that was in the space was sparkling water, like crackers and cheese. It was like high nines. She was like, it was the most bizarre situation you've ever seen 23 to 28-year-olds in your life. But they're all just
probably so many people under 21. There's so many people under 21 they couldn't do the alcohol.
Exactly. But that's what they're paying attention to, right? That's what all of these people in that sector are paying attention to. So when we talk about the job market and trying to attract and acquire these people, we've got to at least be aware. We don't have to be working in those spaces, but aware that those people are interested in looking at those spaces, whether they're on social media or talking to their friends. And hey, why not use that skill set, like we keep saying, to bring them into the automotive sector and execute something new that you never could imagine or dream of.
Here's what I love when this quote from the article. It says, the students interviewed found their passion for crypto outside classrooms altogether. They mentioned blockchain clubs and Discord channels as common experiences. But overwhelmingly, they said they learned about crypto online on their own. And so as we talk about, like when someone's passionate about something, you ignite something in somebody. We've seen it so much in the automotive industry because we said it has no ceiling, but it also has no floor. So when you ignite something in somebody that never, saw auto, heard about auto, considered auto, and you were like, hey, this is a great place to work. Cars are actually a lot of fun. And when you have an amazing culture, an amazing team, amazing opportunity, guess what? You can get that spark going in somebody. And so all the people that would typically maybe go into other industries or go into real estate or go into restaurants, or look, maybe it's just the customer service rep at Chipotle, right?
Yes.
But
maybe
this is our opportunity. We have to turn over these individuals into being believers in the automotive industry and get rid of the stigmas, which is one of the big reasons we do the work we do.
Exactly. It's a major reason why we do the work we do, because we really, really believe in the franchise retail automotive industry and that we can not just attract great talent, build culture, but also shift the perception of automotive for the entire culture. And that's what we're after. And we're asking, if you're listening, if you're watching, we're asking you to be a part of it.
I can't finish any better than that. One of the ways to be a part of it is to sign up for the email list. Again, tomorrow's going to be hot. ASOTU.com. Share it with your friends because I'm telling you, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day, everybody. See you tomorrow.